Released in 1999 by Treasure and Entertainment Software Publishing, Bangai-O is a groundbreaking 2D bullet hell game that made its mark on both the Nintendo 64 and Sega Dreamcast. Surprisingly, this gaming masterpiece does not seem to get the attention that it truly deserves. Today I embark on a journey to shed light on this overlooked gem, and this video marks the beginning of a multi-part series dedicated to exploring the depth and uniqueness of Bangai-O. On the Nintendo 64. Let me just hook mine up real quick. Don't tell Nintendo. Oh, and it's all in Japanese. I unfortunately can't read that language, so I have no idea what is going on. What do any of these menu options say? It is worth noting that the Nintendo 64 version of Bangai-O only saw the light of day in Japan, and, believe it or not, a mere 10,000 copies were ever produced. The game's objective is deceptively simple. Navigate through each treacherous stage and confront the boss at the end. Defeat the boss and you emerge victorious. The levels start picking up intensity quick. However, if you get lucky, you can use a special move that you have to take out the boss no problem. Yeah, what a pushover. You can't beat the best. I've made it to the 5th level, and I haven't died. I wonder what happens if I do. Let me die on purpose. Okay, 2 options. I assume the one on the left is continue. Let's pick that and... Oh, I can't show that on YouTube. What were they thinking? Being as nondescript as possible, the image shows a man dressed in all white, looking like he's part of a very infamous group of people that hate another group of people. He's got, in red numbers, 64 written across his forehead, which I assume is a reference to the fact that the game is on a Nintendo 64. How do I come to this conclusion? Because the European Dreamcast version has DC on his forehead in red letters, so I think it's a safe assumption to make. It also shows the male main character stark naked. Yeah, you can't make this shit up if you tried. This would never fly in America. And indeed it didn't. The US Dreamcast release of the game, which we'll explore in another video, heavily censored this image. Frankly, it's hard to argue with their decision. If you want to see the image, you can find it on the internet. Let's just say that if that cameraman works for the newspaper, he just found the story of a lifetime. Or he's just a perv. Let's see what the other option does. Ah, it looks like it's a game over as well, but at least it isn't crude. Not sure what those noises are, though. Oh, I see. This one kicks you to the title screen. Who would want that? Who wants to go to the beginning each time? I really have no idea what I'm doing, because I can't read anything. I assume these pickups are tutorials, but I'd never know unless I learned Japanese. Fortunately, having spent hours with the Nintendo DS version, which will get its own video, I can at least recognize some elements of the game, but the controls, well, I just stumbled upon them by sheer chance, and I'm certain I'm missing out on some cool features. Speaking of controls, they're surprisingly solid. Movement might feel a tad slippery, reminiscent of those frustrating Mario Ice levels, but overall, they're intuitive and fluid. I'll get into the ins and outs of the gameplay and how everything works in a later episode. For now, I just wanted to introduce Bangai-O and show you guys a little bit of what's to come. Well, I think that is where I'll leave the Nintendo 64 version. Join me in the next video where we will take a look at the Dreamcast version. It is in English, so hopefully we will finally be able to get an idea of the story and learn some new controls. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Killer Bold, and I am out.